forever now known as the barn.
Let's go! Let's go!
We are about to embark on the biggest project to date. And when I say big, I mean we're building a basketball court big. So we ended up ordering a used community college court that was cut with a track saw. So all of the edges are it's basically in 4x8 sheets, but not only is it maple, it is 1/2 inch plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, 3/4 inch maple. So they are almost 2 inches thick, extremely heavy, and we are going to be laying a basketball court in this barn.
As we were trying to figure out how to make a pole barn fit with our house, I stumbled upon this barn on Pinterest that was hosting a wedding reception.
I can't believe how quickly they built this. It is insane to me.
It had multiple glass garage doors, and it didn't look like your typical agricultural hay barn. Now, the one downfall to doing a pole barn as opposed to a detached building is you become very limited in the colors that you can pick for the exterior. I ended up doing like this dark brown bronze color. The roof is actually a darker shade of bronze than the walls. And even though my inspiration and love was this white barn, I knew that I couldn't go white because it would be such a stark contrast from our cream house.
What do you think, Bennett? Cool. So cool, huh?
So take that into consideration if you're planning one of these structures. I cannot believe how quickly they built this. From digging the holes to turnkey was literally 3 weeks, with them working 4 to 5 days a week.
So big.
This is so exciting.
It was really just trying to figure out what the heck we were doing, how we're gonna get this court back together. And after lots of planning, brainstorming, cutting, these first 3 pieces, we figured out the best way to tackle this. So what we're gonna be doing, since everything was tongue and groove maple, we are going to be notching out the row that was cut, sliding in a new tongue and groove piece of maple, and then dominoing the rows together. It's gonna be a lot of work. We're gonna make it happen.
And once we priced everything out, doing the hardwood court from scratch with no labor added, this is just for materials, was going to be about $35,000. That is for 2 layers of subfloor and then the hardwood maple. So I searched all over the internet and my keyword search was coming up with nothing. It wasn't until I used the words used basketball court that finally I found different options that could actually work. But the price was all over the place. Some of the courts, like the portable ones that you would find at an NBA arena, you had to buy the entire 7,000 to 8,000 square feet of court. We ultimately selected the 1974 Owens Community College court from Ohio. They also recommended that each of the cut sides we recut with the track saw to get them nice and square. And let me tell you, we did this on our first 2 rows because for some reason we had row A and row C, but we're missing row B. So as we moved forward from rows C, D, E, F, G, etc., all the way to the end of the court, we ended up skipping this step and not cutting all of the ends with the track saw because C fit into D perfectly, D fit into E perfectly. But of course, if the court that you're buying, they didn't label every single piece in its order, then you will have to cut all of the ends off with the track saw to square them up so that they fit with the next piece. I made this diagram to better explain how we assembled the court. Look at each one of these squares as though they are their own panel with a letter and a number. Now everything that's in the same letter row, we were able to use the tongue and groove maple to secure those together to get them nice and flush.
You can see that they ran their saw and cut right through this one board. So we're taking off both of the edges like this so that we can fit a new board in here.
Every row had a 15th panel we didn't need, so we pried off every single piece of hardwood from that panel, trying to preserve the tongue and groove, and reused it to join the panels together. That's why when you're looking at the court finished, you see these random pieces of oak where the old paint doesn't line up. Those were the added pieces. Not to worry, once everything gets sanded down, you'll never know that those pieces were the filler pieces. To join together the lettered row to the next lettered row, it was impossible to do this tongue and groove method because all of the wood pieces were cut blunt and straight and there was no tongue and groove. So we used a domino maker to cut a slit in the ends of the panels in 4 different spots at the exact same height and location, and added wood glue and 6mm dominoes. These dominoes hold the rows together at the same height, and that's what keeps them flush to one another.
I like can't even. Guys, it looks so good. Like, I can't believe that this was a floor that a school was throwing away. And we took it and we installed it. It took us 3 months to install. Each board was 200 pounds. And it looks this freaking good. Gosh.
Hanging these hoops was probably the most challenging part of this entire process.
It's gonna be awesome.
Having to get the lift, making sure that we're not falling off of ladders as we're building out all of the support structure, making sure that it's the right height, that it's square, that it's plumb, that the hoop is exactly 10 feet from the floor. It was a slight nightmare that I never wanted to do again.
Look at it.
So just hire out the hoop install, okay? One of the things that we factored into our budget was hiring out for the sanding and refinishing. Sanding down 4,000 square feet with just regular sanders, or even what you can rent at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, it is quite a feat. So we're so happy that we hired this part out to professionals who do high school and middle school gyms every single day for their job. They had all of the equipment to collect all of the dust, and they did a phenomenal job sanding everything down. And I cannot believe that this maple was underneath all of that yellow stain.
We intentionally didn't center the hoops on like the barn itself because we wanted more space over here for the bathroom and for chairs. And so the out of bounds on this other side is a lot tighter to the wall. It's pretty snug, but it just gives it so that we have more space. Like I said, in hindsight, I would have made the width of this 50 or 52 and not 48, but this is where we're at with 48. So the 3-point line, with it being a junior high court. And then over here, see where the door opens, the 3-point line to the out of bounds. And then also in hindsight, we wish that we would have put the bathroom right here or right here, because there's just like not a lot happening in a game over here outside of the 3-point line. But over in this corner, it really is gonna, interfere with shooting threes and this little corner of being out of bounds. But you live and you learn. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but other than that, it's gonna be so awesome. That's why I was going with these. These are more brown. So they are using the porch and floor enamel paint in the color Almond Roca. It's like a coppery medium brown taupe.
Now that the court is finished and looking absolutely beautiful, we wanted to make sure that the walls themselves were safe for anyone playing in here. The majority of residential courts in our area use carpet panels on the wall, and all that is a sheet of OSB wrapped in commercial carpet. We used a combination of carpet glue adhesive as well as crown staples to secure all of the carpet onto the plywood. We left the top a little bit long, that way we could actually wrap it up and over one of the supporting 1x8s to make the carpet panels appear that they're 9 feet tall instead of 8 feet tall. And last, we added the safety wall panels for directly behind the hoop.
Does it look like it's curved?
I ended up having to deconstruct one of them so that I could wrap it around this post. It ended up turning out so great, and now the barn is open for play.
Okay, let's go.